All right, we're live.
Hey.
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 Yo.
How was your quiet day of absolutely nothing happening?
It was quiet.
Well,
except for the plane that
then
just
why
went
am
by.
I so sweaty?
Because it's hot.
That's
down
just
there?
how you are, Sean. You're always sweaty.
Nah, yeah. Something must have gone on. I'm usually not
I
this
didn't
sweaty.
want to tell you, but yeah, man, you're just always sweaty.
Yeah, there's always a smell, right?
Yeah.
But like a good one, just like a nice musk.
Yeah. That's how I would describe
that's
it.
That's what I'm told. Yeah. 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 How's your guys' last week been before we get into really today's events?
It's been all right. Nothing really to write home about.
Yeah, pretty uneventful for me as well. Nothing too crazy going on.
I think if anything exciting is going on down here. I got like some flu-like symptoms.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good.
Which was exciting. Yeah.
I can see why you're excited to talk about that.
Yeah. No, it luckily that passed after it was like 36 hours. It wasn't nothing that bad, so I wasn't like concerned as one might be these days. But I'm all good now, so that's done with for sure.
Well, good. Glad to hear it.
That's good. That's still pretty frightening though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, in that case, this is the top-down perspective for June 11th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And today technically would have been the last day of E3.
Yep.
Yeah.
And absolutely nothing of note happened today.
Here's our E3 episode. We're gonna go through the last 3 or 4 days of announcements.
Yep.
Strap in because we got lists of games and press conferences to get through. This is gonna be a long one.
Yep.
Let's start off with what you guys have been playing. You've been playing the one hot new release.
It's better than I think either of us expected.
Yeah.
Clubhouse Games.
Yeah, the 51 worldwide classics or whatever. I got this because I wanted something for me and Aaron to play together, and it's been great for that. I haven't actually tried any of the solo stuff at all yet.
I got it because I wanted to play some of the games on there that they showed, because they had Mastermind on there, they had Connect 4 and a couple other games, so I was excited for that.
Sure.
And they pretty much all have online support, which is great.
Yeah, that is cool for sure.
The games
So
are
rank them
honestly,
right now, 1 to 51, best to worst. Let's do it.
Mastermind's the best. Mancala's up there. Probably put that in third place, losing to Connect 4. Sorry,
Where's
4 in a
Go?
row.
Because I like Go a lot.
I actually have never played Go.
Oh, okay.
I forgot everything that's on this thing, to be honest with you.
Because there's 51 games and piano for some reason.
Piano's easily the worst. Piano's the worst thing on there, for sure.
There's literally 51 games and then piano.
Hey guys, let's go down to the clubhouse. We'll play piano together.
Yeah. You can literally add other switches to add more keys to the piano. So you can add octaves and stuff.
Yeah.
What a weird thing.
It's a really weird addition.
How many switches can you hook up?
4.
4 for one piano.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, there's a couple games I wouldn't have thought would be considered games, like Slot Car.
Yeah.
But they're good. Slot Car's good.
Yep.
That's at least
that's another one,
right?
Yeah. And Slot Car's another one of those ones where it's if you have switches nearby and you connect them in weird ways, you can actually make a connected a multi-form racetrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else is good here. The boxing I really liked. Obviously the card games are good, but they're the card games you probably know them just from growing up.
Yeah. I really
what's your favorite? What are the card game highlights? Do they have crib?
Do they have cribbage? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
How do you not have cribbage?
That's kind of weird. Yeah. Good point.
There's Spider Solitaire, but not regular solitaire, I don't think. There's Blackjack, there's poker, Texas Hold'em style.
I'm trying to think what are classic I'm going on a camping trip
War.
with my family.
War.
What are we gonna play together? We're gonna play way too much crib. because that's just like my dad's thing.
I don't think I've ever played cribbage, to be perfectly honest.
That's like, I go home at any time, I will play no less than 100 games of crib.
Good Lord.
Like, that is just like my dad's thing. It's just like, hey, we're hanging out. Want to play some crib? Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, why not? I have no reason not to, and it's stupid easy. Uno? Does it have Uno?
I believe it does have a version of Uno, just not called Uno. I think it's called like Last Card or something like that.
Does it have Crazy Eights? Because that's kind of like Uno if you have a regular deck of cards.
I don't think.
Oh my god, this thing has nothing.
I literally do not remember all the games on this thing. I'm gonna have to go look that up. Hang on.
This Clubhouse was way different than my Clubhouse.
So checkers, Chinese checkers, and backgammon are the ones we played a whole bunch of. Connect their version
Chinese
of
checkers.
Connect 4.
That's a good get.
Yeah, Chinese checkers is great. Hare and Hounds is super fun. That's a fun little tabletop
I have no
thing.
idea what that is.
All right, I got the complete list of games here.
Okay.
Mancala, Dots and Boxes.
Okay. Are you about to list 51 games right now?
Yes, I'm literally about to list 51 games. Plus piano.
Strap in, everyone. This is why they come to this podcast. No other podcast would list 51 games for you. But we're going to earn that ad money that gets algorithmically put into this show.
Mancala, Dots and Boxes, Yacht Dice, which is Yahtzee, 4 in a row, which is Connect 4, Hit and Blow, which is Mastermind, 9 Men's Morris, Hex. I don't know the equivalent of some of these, but I know some of them have like actual brand names that you would know. Checkers, Hare and Hounds, Go Moku, which is just Go, Dominoes, Chinese Checkers, Ludo, Backgammon, Renegade, Chess, Shogi.
I was getting in the groove of it.
Yeah, Shogi, Mini Shogi, Hanafuda, Richie Mahjong, Last Card, Blackjack, Texas Hold'em, President, Sevens, Speed, Matching, War, Takoyaki, Pig's Tail, Golf, Billiards, Bowling, Darts, Carom, Toy Tennis, Toy Soccer, Toy Curling, Toy Boxing, Toy Baseball, Air Hockey, Slot Cars, Fishing, Battle Tanks, which is really fun, Team Tanks, Shooting Gallery, 6-Ball Puzzle, Sliding Puzzle, Mahjong Solitaire, Klondike Solitaire, Spider Solitaire, and Piano.
Fucking piano.
What? It even says on their website, on Nintendo's website, says all 51 games plus a piano keyboard.
That's really
so
good.
There's actually 52?
Piano doesn't count as a game, but yes, there are 52 things you can do in the game.
I mean, that makes sense. I would not look at a piano and say, that looks like a fun game. Can I try it? Yeah.
Yeah. True. The bowling and billiards
sliding
were fun
puzzle
too.
is just Labyrinth. That's amazing. I need to do that now.
Yep.
Labyrinth, like the marble one?
Yeah.
That seems like a no-brainer for a Switch.
Yeah, true.
Right?
It's really good.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Yeah, it is. It's got some weird quirks to it. One of my friends did a clip where he played Yahtzee, and then one of the dice landed on top of the other dice, but his turn wouldn't end. Yeah, but the turn wouldn't end until the dice finished moving, so he just kind of had to wait there for a minute while the dice kept very slowly moving.
Oh,
because the die hadn't technically stopped moving. It was just like a weird, like, physicsy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing is, the online mode works really good. When you have one other person in your lobby, there's a couple games you can't do, which is a bummer. You can't do slot cars. There's like another 4 or 5 you can't do. I forget exactly. But if you have 3 or 4 players in your lobby, it literally limits you to 9 games total.
Like, you can't just invite a bunch of people to your lobby and just say, we're going random. We're gonna just go through a random list of 51 games, or 45.
You can do random, but you can only do the 9 that are left. Like, you can't split off into groups or just spectate while 2 others play a game. That is probably the biggest complaint I have about this collection, because that seems like a really weird oversight.
2 people playing War?
Yeah, because then I can take winner. Have you never played a game where I take winner?
Yeah, it's like a mini tournament mode or something would be nice. For that. That's true.
These games are just not exciting to watch.
It's just weird though, because it's like, if you have a 4-player lobby, there are 9 games you can pick, but some of those games you can't pick definitely have 4-player versions of them, like Yahtzee.
Yeah, that is weird.
That is okay. That's weird.
So yeah, that's a weird oversight for online, but like for just two people or locally, it's great.
Yeah, locally it's been great. Absolute fun time.
They teach you how to play the
by
games.
Nintendo?
Yeah, this is first party.
Okay. So is there like kind of around the periphery in the UI? Is there like a fun character that's going to be in the next Smash Bros?
No, they have like these little toy figurines of humans that they have like dancing around, and each time you pick a game, they show like a little video of them just kind of messing with each other.
Okay, so those might show up somewhere else.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I like maybe it's like a sticker in Smash Brothers or something, or a spirit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right. Or a full-blown character.
Yep.
What are the environments like? Could they make a stage out of this?
No.
With like cards? Cards would be the platforms.
I mean, don't forget, this isn't the first Clubhouse games. This is like what, the third?
I don't know.
There's the DS one's the original that I can remember.
Oh, okay. I don't think I got any of the Clubhouse games.
Yeah, I didn't pick up the DS one until somewhat recently.
Deck of 52 cards. That's my Clubhouse games.
Yeah, let's see here. How many Clubhouse games are there? I know there's a couple, but like I'm seeing there's a DSi one, and obviously there's this one, and then there's the original DS one. So I guess there's just the three then. But yeah, no, they're honestly really fun. Do you recommend if you like those simple kind of games and got someone to play against?
For sure.
What else you guys are playing then? Or
as I say, that was pretty much the only thing Paul had written down.
Okay, well then John, keep going.
Paul, do you have anything else you want me to just go on?
I mean, I started Last of Us. I'll talk at depth about the first game when I'm done it. So
okay,
well that'll be next week.
Finished up the golf for streams for game clearing. That was rough.
Oh,
the game itself is fun. The game itself is fun, but 100%ing it, there were some absolutely brutal stages.
I bet.
Yeah, because like a lot of the stages, they ask you to like finish the screen in like under a par, so you can only hit the ball so many times. But then they throw in missions like, all right, you have to like drive this car, but to turn, you have to waste a putt. So you have to basically like, keep getting your angles correct. It's rough. Some of them are really rough. We were stuck on a couple for like a half hour.
Oh, nice.
But that actual game, pretty fun. Oh yeah, and Sean, you asked the other day about like, is there a show to a friend feature? Yes, the the PC version has that as well.
Okay, I thought that'd be weird for only the mobile one to have that.
Yeah. So. I then started playing Metroid Other M for game clearing. So this is the Wii Metroid game.
Yep. Okay. I reviewed this game back in college.
Oh yeah, way back in the day. It's all right so far. That story is terrible, but yeah, it looks good and it plays all right.
Yeah, what a like a forgettable game. Like
yeah, totally.
No one talks about this game.
Well, because no one really likes it because all the baby garbage. Everyone always brings up like the baby, the thing they keep repeating during the actual game.
Yeah.
So it's never really held in high regard. But I'll see how it is when I get through it fully. I'm still at a point where
the first time you played it?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
So, but I never finished it the first time I played it. So I got people were saying halfway through the game roughly. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
Cool.
Other than that, I played a bunch of Streets of Rage 4 because I was in a little mini tournament yesterday.
Okay. What was the rules for the tournament?
The rules for the tournament, originally it was play through arcade mode on the hardest difficulty, which is Mania. Ugh. But they rolled it back to the difficulty before that, which is hardest.
Right. Okay. Mania is garbage. Yeah. Hardest is still hard.
Yeah. Hardest is pretty difficult. Still not the biggest fan of that game, but I've slowly come around on it a little bit. Still got a bunch of complaints about that, but then I found out they're patching in most of the complaints I had. They're fixing them.
Oh, cool.
Like what?
Yeah. So one of the complaints I have that's in other Streets of Rage games, when someone's hitting you, you can use a special attack to get out of a combo they're doing, and it'll take up a little bit of your health, but you lose less health versus just getting the snot bean out of you. They're patching that in. Most enemies are losing their invincibility frames, so you won't get stuck in situations where you just can't hurt people. some of the characters are made faster and a bit better. Like Axel isn't complete trash anymore.
Oh, thank God. They did him so dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. I looked at a tier list from one of the speedrunners, and he's like, all right, here's where all the Streets of Rage 4 characters are. Like, they're all S tier, except for Cherry, who's like just barely A tier. She's just off of S.
Sure.
And then Axel's down at like C tier.
Yeah, that sounds
It was just
right.
hilarious. Just yeah. But like he's apparently like his walk speed's faster. Like he has less like less cooldown on all his attacks. Like he looks a lot better.
Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah, the main change was obviously the iframes things. They changed a couple other things. They added some food everywhere. They changed around the iframes. They made some of the bosses that were too hard a little easier. Like Commissioners made easier now.
Okay.
They also made the bosses that were considered easier a bit harder, like Miss Y and Mr. X, or sorry, Mr. Y rather. Both of those, Miss Y and Mr. Y.
They were too easy.
So yeah,
sure.
a lot of balancing in there, a lot of changes. So, but it all looks honestly good.
Good.
It hit like I had on my list of like I had like 6 complaints about the game. I think they hit like 4 of them, and they're fixing it. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I think you've won me over.
Dope. Yeah, that sounds
great. It's just a shame that like it's got like no traction on Twitch right now. It's got like 100 people watching it at best on Twitch.
Yeah, I really like that game.
It's not a battle royale.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, but yeah. Otherwise, I think that was all I was playing, right? Yes, it was. Sean, over to you.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
You're free.
No. Oh,
you're not free.
Sweet innocent boy. I have yet to see credits.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what you need to do to see the credits in the game. I'm assuming it might be killing like all of the cultists, but like it straight up did say like, "Hey, you finished the story. Here's New Game Plus if you want." But there's still so much other stuff to do. So I jumped into the season pass DLC now. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the first chunk of it. There's kind of 2 main parts. There's Legacy of the First Blade, which is like the story of the first person to ever use the hidden blade.
Okay.
So I'm just about done that, and then I'll be jumping into all of the Atlantis stuff, which I understand is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to kind of all the mythological stuff coming from there.
Yeah, excited to hear about that.
Yeah, and there's mythological stuff in the main game as well. In the last week, I was finally getting to like some of the really high level missions, and I fought like a minotaur. I fought. I had to like outwit a real live sphinx. What was the other one? There was the minotaur with his labyrinth, and there was a third one. The last one is Medusa, which I haven't done yet because the stuff I was looking online was like, this is the hardest fight in the game. Wait until you hit level 50 and then go for it. So I'm going to do that one in a little bit once I've done more missions to level up, but I'm close.
Cool.
But yeah, I have about a week to get through all that DLC because then Last of Us is next week.
Yeah,
and that'll just take over. But was pretty happy to get the to at least see the end of the main quest, I guess.
That's huge. Yeah, that game is ginormous, so...
Yeah, I'm like 55 hours into it.
Yeah.
This game is unreal in how large it is. And hearing that Valhalla is bigger...
I know,
holy
it's scary.
Smokes.
Yeah.
That is... Like, I still, 55 hours in it, have not uncovered the whole map.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
Like, there are definitely places I could go to, complete islands I could go to that have their own quest lines and stuff on there. And I'm just like, no. I
believe it. I spent like 10 hours in the first area of that game, so I definitely believe you.
I have friends and a family.
You did.
I did. Anyway. But it's a good podcasting game because I don't have to like listen to it at all. Yeah, so that's nice. And it's just like, it's like comfort food. It's just super easy to just kind of get in that groove and just run around the rooftops and whatnot and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then I played a small game this week. So I picked up and I guess this is PSA kind of. Itch.io is doing a just truly tremendous bundle right now. The Assassin's Creed Odyssey of game bundles.
Yeah.
It is daunting how many games are in this thing. But it's bundle for like racial justice and equality, something like that is the title. I think the minimum purchase is $5, but it's like a pay what you want.
Right.
I picked it up on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Back then it had about 700 games in it. Now it has over 1,500 games in it.
Good
like
Lord.
that is unreal. That
It is crazy.
That is a crazy bundle. Like, holy smokes.
That is crazy.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff I would recommend in there if you're thinking like, is this bundle for me? Night in the Woods. I love Night in the Woods. Oxenfree, that game's great as well. A Short Hike. I talked about that a couple months ago. I like that game quite a bit. I think Astrologaster is in it, and I talked about that last week. There's quite a bit of like really great stuff in there. So maybe if you want just like an absurdly large amount of games that you'll never be able to get through, maybe check out Itch.io. I also want to say the Itch.io client, the game launcher, like I haven't used it a ton, but it just it doesn't see what those games are. Like I can't ask it to like look through the bundle.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's insane. Yeah, like I have to go to Itch.io, or I have to go to itch.io, go to like my account, find the game I want, click download, but don't install it, and then it'll show up in the client where I can install it there if I want, or it'll actually like be in the list. That's insane.
What the heck?
What? Like, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I played through Wide Ocean Big Jacket. That was a game that was also in this collection. This is just a small, it's like an hour-long little narrative adventure where you play as... You kind of just like play as this family. It's a young girl. I think she's 13. Her name is Mord. She's going on a camping trip with her uncle and aunt, and along with her boyfriend Ben is there too. And from the game's perspective, just kind of jumps between the four of them. And what you do is just kind of walk around the campsite and talk to each other. It's just like a nice little slice of life video game where the kids are kind of like learning like kind of where they are in their world and what their relationship is. The aunt and uncle are kind of figuring out like, hey, do we want kids? Stuff like that. It's just a nice little slice of life thing. If you're a fan of games like Night in the Woods, or I mentioned Oxenfree as well, kind of just like these well-written personal stories. I think you'll like Wide Ocean Big Jacket. Again, it's like an hour long. So if this kind of sounds like your jam, check it out. It has a fun moment where they're all sitting by the campfire, just chatting, talking about like cooking hot dogs. It's really well written. It's pretty funny as well. So I'll put that out there too. They're cooking hot dogs. They're telling like scary stories. And the way it's like switching between the characters is you can kind of just rotate, and you're kind of in the position of where the fire is. And it gave me a lot of that 70s show vibes.
Oh, weird.
When they're in the basement, and how it like rotates to each person talking. Like it's straight up that for this whole scene. And I was like, oh, this is just kind of a fun thing that popped into my head.
That's funny.
So, because I haven't thought about that 70s show in a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, that game is called Wide Ocean Big Jacket. It's also on Switch, if that's more your jam. But again, if you get in this bundle, you get more than 1,000 other games. So maybe check that out. But that's all I've been playing. So let's talk about not E3.
Woo!
Yay.
We got to start with the big thing, right?
Probably.
Yeah, let's do it. The Sony event, the PlayStation 5 event that was delayed from last week, happened today. You guys both watched it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just kind of broad thing. Did you like it? Thumbs up. What'd you think of the presentation?
I liked it. The presentation overall was really good.
I had a lot of fun with it. I thought they showed some really cool announcements. I thought there was a lot of like exciting sequels. I thought there was a lot of really exciting like new IPs that I'm excited for. Game sequels I was really not expecting to hear about so soon. And then I can't believe they finished with the console. Also the part where they just gave everyone one for free. That was amazing. I loved that part.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that we saw the console. Because they came out saying it's just going to be focusing on games. We're just going to do games, and then they did the console. Well, let's talk about the console last, because I say we go through it in order.
Yeah, let's go in order.
They started off with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, basically GTA Online is going to be free for people that own that game when on release.
Right, but the main game is coming to next generation consoles. Microsoft even tweeted out there like, "Hey, us too. We have it too. Don't worry, it's going to come on Xbox."
Yep.
And with like the call out, like it's like I don't know if it was like new and enhanced, but there's going to be more in the game. Hard to tell if that's going to be like story content or if they're just putting more into the online. That seems kind of like the obvious part. I
would assume just being more in the online, because that's where all their money's coming from at this point with the re-releases.
I would think that too, but the fact that so this version isn't coming out until late 2021. That's a lot of development time.
It really is. I was wondering about that too. Like, is it just going to be that hard to get it ported over? Were they just deep into something else, and this is what they decided to do? Like,
because I wouldn't be surprised if GTA 5, as it currently is with online, I wouldn't be surprised if that was just out this holiday, right? That just makes sense to me. But the fact that there's an additional year there makes me think like, what is really going into this? How much more are they putting into this? So something to keep your eye on. But no brainer. That game makes a shit ton of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the official name for it. Shit ton.
Yep.
So yeah, for sure.
Next, Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of this?
He's my favorite Spider-Man. I'm in. Like, you don't have to show me more.
Fantastic Spider-Man. Yeah.
When they said that they were testing the PS5's new hard drive and using Spider-Man specifically as the test, I was like, they're doing something. There's gonna be something.
I mean, of course, there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
I think a key thing to focus on this one is there's no 2. They didn't put a 2 on there.
Right.
So that kind of opens it like, do we get a Spider-Man 2 with Peter Parker? Do we get a third Spider-Man game with a different Spider-Man? Maybe a Spider-Gwen game? That would be
I think a Spider-Gwen game would be likely, yeah.
How cool would that be?
It would be very cool.
But I'm excited. I'm of two sides with this one. I loved Spider-Man for the PS4, the first one. I loved playing as Peter Parker and that whole story, right? It was like my number 2 game of that year. I also love Miles Morales, so getting to play as him is really cool too. But part of me is like, oh, I want to keep going with the story we already had going. Like I was super into that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel it. I understand that.
I have total confidence in them to put up something great. That trailer was really cool. I thought it was an Infamous game at first with like the lightning. That was my guess when I first saw it.
I was thinking something similar. I'm just like, what is this IP?
And they was talking about like being a hero, and I was like, okay, this sounds like Infamous. But then Spider-Man coming out holiday 2020, which seems early.
Yeah, it does.
I know it's like 2 years, but
so is that a launch title then, or do you think it's just missing launch?
I don't know. My guess would be because they didn't say it's a launch title, it would be missing launch. But they didn't say that for any of these games, so maybe it's just too soon to tell.
Yeah.
I wonder if like COVID kind of threw a lot of people for the loop, and in a non-COVID world, we would have the launch lineup now already or something.
Could be.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm surprised it's coming out so soon. Like I said, the last Spider-Man, we had like such a long build up for that game, and then this one's just kind of like announcement. It's out, less than 6 months later. But yeah, I'll definitely play that.
Yeah.
Next was Gran Turismo 7. Do you think this game actually comes out like on time, or we hear about this game for the next 7 years?
I can't even tell anymore because Gran Turismo's always had that issue. to a point where it's just basically become a meme. So I can't even tell anymore with this company. But it looks at least like it's been in development for a while.
Yeah, what was the last one? Was it that sport one they did?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
No
sport.
one liked or whatever. I don't know. It looks good. They need a car game, right? You kind of can't have a. I feel like you need a car game when you launch
Car
a
game,
console.
yeah. Driving games basically show off the graphics engine.
Yeah,
That's
and it looks
essentially what they're
good.
there for.
I'm not going to play it. I'm not a Gran Turismo guy. I don't like simulation racing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyone here gonna jump on GT7?
Reese sounds real excited for it, so likely we'll pick it up.
Okay,
Cool.
right on.
I'll probably get it on a sale because they're fun, but not at full price for me.
Next one. I'm excited for this one. Ratchet and Clank is back.
Yay.
It looks good. Yep. Looks
Oh,
good.
it looks
does
so
look real
good. It's
good.
called Rift Apart, which is I like that title. That's a fun title. This looked really good, and actually, I think this is a good point to kind of comment on Xbox's last stream, where they were coming out and showing gameplay for the first time, and they like barely did. It seems like Sony took that and was like, hold my drink. They showed gameplay for like almost everything, and like HUD on the screen, like substantial. Like, here is someone playing this game.
That's actually what I like the most about this, is that I usually hate it when there's no gameplay at all, and Sony really brought a lot of gameplay to a lot of their stuff. I was pretty impressed.
I think they recognize there's no confidence so far in this next generational leap, so they actually have to show something.
Yep. Agreed.
But what did you guys like seeing about Ratchet and Clank before I continue hogging the mic?
The seamless transitions between jumping between worlds.
Yes,
I really think that that was the first one that's like, okay, I could see what they mean by the architecture of the SSD and like the fast load times, like just snappy shit going on all the time. Really, really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I almost wish they had specifically highlighted that to be like, no, this is what it's going to do. Because we kept hearing about load times are such a big deal.
Yeah.
And from this Ratchet and Clank trailer specifically, it seemed like that's what they were doing. I really wish they just pointed it out, just so there's a little bit more faith, a little bit more confidence that I could put into them. But it looked cool. I think it's about different dimensions. The dimensions are all mixed together, so like weird dinosaur creatures are like flying into the space world and stuff, and then Clank goes into a new universe, and there's a Lady Lombax there. Oh, it just looks so fun.
Yep.
It makes me wish that I had played more of the Ratchet and Clank games, but I really enjoyed that last remake, reinterpretation they did for the first one.
The movie tie-in game, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like a redo of the first game in some ways. Yeah, that was just a great.
I've only ever played one of them, so I kind of want to check.
Which one's that?
The Crack in Time or something?
Oh, that's a good one to play.
I heard that's a really good one. I actually do own that one because I heard it was so good. You should play that most recent one.
Okay.
Like it is super enjoyable. Like I think you'd really like it, and it looks great.
It's probably on Sony's having a Days of Play sale, so if it's cheap,
it's got to be on. I mean, I picked it up.
It wouldn't shock me
for $10. Around the time that thing came out on a sale. So
if it's around $10, I'll definitely pick it up for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was 10 Americans, so that's like what, like 45
at
Canadian?
This point.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
13.
That's like your whole apartment, right?
Almost.
All right, what do we got next? Oh, Project Athia.
Square Enix new thing.
I thought this looked cool. It actually reminded me of the UE5 demo.
Yeah, it seemed like a demo. It definitely seemed like a demo.
With like the flight. I mean, it has project in the name.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it because I don't really know what the hell's going on. It looks neat, but I don't know what the hell's going on yet. So I'm excited to see more.
I kind of get the vibes of, just because it's like Square Enix, it kind of gives me the vibes of like one of those kind of generic like open world anime games that we see every few months. That's like, that looks kind of cool, but it ends up being like pretty middling, and we completely forget about it when it comes out.
Yeah,
like I think of what was the one at the Xbox event that was that like anime fighter where it was like, these enemies can't be hurt until now. I don't even remember the name of that thing, right? You know what I mean? It seems kind of like that, but
Sure.
it looked good. There was some really cool visuals
Good
in
tech
this trailer
in
for
it.
sure.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Next up, Annapurna publishing another game. Annapurna, I love that developer. I play almost all the games they publish.
Yeah.
Stray.
Yeah,
It looks like you play as like a cat in like a cyberpunk futuristic thing.
I was saying it looked like a Love, Death, and Robots like animated short beginning or something. It's kind of cool.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yep.
Reese was saying that it looked like a game that she'd seen a trailer for in the past, and I couldn't place it. But she said something about there's like another game where you play as where you just play as a cat, just kind of wandering around.
Is she thinking of Night in the Woods?
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, it's probably not that.
The game was announced a while ago and then just never came out. From what
was
she
she
said,
thinking of? Garfield Kart Racing.
No.
Okay. I don't know if they've made any other cat games. I think
haven't.
those might be the only two. Yeah. All right, continuing on. New title from Housemark, which I'm excited to see. I'm a big Housemark fan. You know, Resogun, that other dual joystick shooter, Next Machina. And they had kind of announced over the last few months that they're like not doing arcade games anymore. There's no money there. No one cares about them. So they're going to do a big thing next.
Yep.
Here it is. It's called Returnal.
I hate that name. But
oh, that was who it was. I get why the name is there. Like it's a play on words, and it's honestly pretty decent. But I can also sense the frustration in that one.
I don't like this name.
I don't like that name at all. But it gave me the same feels that Control gave me, whereas I need to see more of what that game is going to be. Eldritch horror thing in space, like I'm in. They have me. I just need to see what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I gotta see more. Yeah. It looks good though. Like Housemark, they're known for like you want to see like some good looking like lasers.
Yeah,
like they got you. And again, I can't recommend a Next Machina and Resogun enough.
True.
Then it was Sackboy, A Big Adventure.
So this is literally Super Mario 3D World, but Little Big Planet.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 3D platformer. It's not Media Molecule. This is Sumo Digital.
Yeah, I think Sumo did a couple Little Big Planet games. I'm trying to remember which ones though.
I don't know.
I think they did like the PSP one or something like that.
Oh, maybe.
And they might have done the kart racing.
Yeah, I think the kart racer. That sounds familiar.
I totally forgot about the cars. You guys remember Mod Nation Racer?
Yep.
A Little Big Planet Vita.
Okay.
And Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 3. So they've actually actually have been doing all the Little Big Planet games since like after the first two. And I guess
it looks like he looks floaty. He has like a flutter kick, kind of a Yoshi flutter kick when he's jumping in the air. It looks fine. I'm not expecting much from this.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a fun platform game. It is exactly what it's trying to be.
Yep, I agree.
This next game by Lucid, I don't know what that developer is.
It didn't have a title, I guess, right? Because like I tried looking for a title.
No, the game did. The game did. Yeah, it's called Destruction All Stars.
Oh, that's right.
This looked fun. This is probably one of the ones I was most excited for.
I thought this was going to be a battle royale when they first started it.
I could definitely see why people think that.
This looks
I
like
could definitely see why people think that.
So I'm worried because this game looks like the next Onrush, where like it'll be very cool, but 5 people will continue playing it after the first week and it'll die. And I hope that's not true. Because Onrush is still so good.
Onrush got done dirty. I'm with you.
It did.
I'm with you there. Yeah, they did Onrush dirty. But to be fair, this is not a racing game. This is a kart battler.
It's a demolition derby. It's demolition derby.
Like it's Twisted Metal.
But I mean, Wreckfest has been out for like 2 or 3 years. How many people are playing that? Like enough to keep it going, but not enough people.
Sorry, my point was more to be like we didn't really explain what this game was.
Oh,
and when you mentioned Onrush is a racing game, so I was just making sure we mentioned the genre.
Right.
I have no idea because this could pick up like Rocket League fans.
Yeah, that's true. I hope it does.
It looks fun. John, why is this your top game of the show?
Probably because there's not enough Destruction Derby kind of games out there, and it looked kind of fun while being silly.
Yeah.
And the fact that like even when your car is destroyed, you're not out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it. Like people were jumping on top of the other cars and stuff.
Yeah, apparently you could like take out other cars, all a Halo and stuff like that. So that made it look interesting to me.
So I'm looking at their website. I think this is the right website. Apparently they did something for Need for Speed Payback. They did something with Geometry Wars Dimensions.
Okay.
And there was also a game called Switchblade.
Switchblade sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're the lead developer on Geometry Wars. It sounds like they've been kind of doing like helping out on a bunch of games, and maybe this is like their first like full one. UK one set in Liverpool. Predecessor Bizarre Creations. Is this what is this?
Oh,
Bizarre
shoot, yeah,
Creations
Bizarre Creations is
this?
So that is the Geometry Wars people then.
Holy smokes!
Okay.
I didn't realize Bizarre Creations completely disappears.
Yeah, I did not. I hadn't realized that either. Apparently, they stopped making games after 2010. They put 3 games out in 2010. Geometry Wars Touch on iOS, Blur, which is another good racing game.
Yeah, it was good.
And James Bond 007 Bloodstone.
I don't think I even heard of that one, honestly.
Yeah, Activision announced Bizarre Creations would close January 2011.
There you go. So this is, I guess, some ex-Bizarre Creations people. I am now 100% more excited for this game.
Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah, who did Geometry Wars 3? Because I thought that was also former Bizarre Creations people.
Maybe it was them.
Lucid Games.
That's them.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about.
So there you go. Yeah, it's literally the former people from Bizarre Creations.
All right. Well, there you go. Next game, new title here. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This looks cool again. This is like a lot of bow and arrow, kind of Spirit of the Forest stuff going on. Just looks like I kind of got like cameo vibes of like a brand new cartoony action adventure game at the start of a console. It doesn't play like Cameo.
No.
It just made me think of that again.
Sure.
I think it looks good. Cool lighting. I just want to see more.
Yeah, man.
That's basically all I have to say. This next game, though, this one has some style. Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah.
I love this title. I think that's a great title.
This is probably the thing I'm least interested in. Out of everything.
This is
maybe.
Looks like a coming of age, teen. I'm assuming like romantic comedy kind of game.
I was told that happens at like the end of the dinosaur age, with the end of the world coming, basically.
Yeah, so, well, that's the whole point, because that's why there's a meteor literally inside the logo.
That. Yeah, so these are all anthropomorphic dinosaurs going to high school.
Yeah.
It's all like, flat, hand-drawn art, it looks like. I just thought this stuck out from the rest of this conference as nothing, was looking like this game.
I was surprised at how much indie stuff Sony had there. Usually they don't go this hard on indie.
A decent amount, for sure.
Yeah, good for them, man. Yeah, for sure. Again, though, Goodbye Volcano High. That is such a good name. I love that name so much.
That's true.
Yep. Oddworld Soulstorm.
Is this a remake? Some of this shit looks familiar in that. Man,
it looks like it's another game in the Abe series. But it looks like it plays a lot like the original games, but more modernized.
Yeah, it looks like a modernization of that. So yeah, I'm sure it's probably just some of those same ideas.
Yeah, I'm not an Oddworld person. I have no attachment to that series, so I don't have much to add to this, but hopefully someone's excited.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Ghostwire Tokyo. I was surprised to see this game.
I was disappointed by seeing I need to see more gameplay of this, but from what I saw, I don't like the looks of it at all. We'll have.
Well, remember now, a bunch of the lead people that were working on this left. Like that one lady that introduced it at E3 last year. She's no longer with the company, so I'm sure there's been some shakeup there.
I'm sure. Yeah. I don't like the weird first-person like soul resting or like soul destroying thing going on in there. It looked like a weird like VR game or something.
Okay, so I'm going to completely disagree. I think this game looks super cool. There's a style to this game. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Obviously, it looks
Sure.
crazy. I also feel like this trailer makes the game something completely different than the first trailer we saw.
Yeah.
But that first trailer was just kind of like really atmospheric and stuff. But at that point, I thought it was like a shooter, maybe.
That first
Like,
trailer,
I don't know.
didn't show like anything. That's true.
Like I would have.
Yeah.
What was the one from the Xbox show that started the show off?
Well, last year?
No, the Xbox conference like a month ago. What was
Oh.
that one that started the show off? Paul, I asked you if you hadn't you played this game because you played like episode 1 of it on Steam.
Oh, it's the new Bright Memory, but it's Bright Infinite
Bright Memory.
or something.
I would have expected like that to be what Ghostwire kind of turned out to be. From what I saw, what Bright Memory was. Anyway, this looks different. It looks super crazy with weird spirits and people are jumping off the Tokyo Tower, and I don't even know what this is. I think it looks super cool.
I want to see more of it.
It's coming out next year.
Yep.
Next was Jet.
Yeah, The Far
What's
Shore.
the full title? The Far Shore, a new Super Brothers title.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the name Super Brothers in a long time.
I was surprised to see that on there, and for a game this different too.
Yeah.
Super Brothers, for those who don't know, they put out this
Sword and
kind of
Sorcery.
like they put out Sword and Sorcery, which was kind of like a very narrative focused mobile game. It was definitely one of the first mobile games that really had people going like, maybe there's something to mobile games. Maybe they can actually be something other than Candy Crush, kind of.
Yep.
That's the only game they've put out, so they've been working on that the whole time.
Who's
I
this
guess they've
with?
just been putting
They're
it-
with somebody doing this, right? I can't remember. Does it say in this note here? The notes? Because Sword and Sorcery was
no.
with Capybara.
Capybara was the publisher. Yeah, I don't know who the publisher on this one is.
Yeah, it said it somewhere, but I don't know what this is at all. I want to see more of what the hell this is going to be.
This gave me a lot of Interstellar vibes. The movie.
I could see that.
But yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of like spaceship driving around the ground. Who knows? I don't know what this thing is, but Super Brothers, that was a blast from the past.
Yep.
And I like Sword and Sorcery a lot, so I will play their next game for sure.
Sure.
We got Godfall again, coming out this holiday.
It looks okay, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. This doesn't do a ton for me, but you know I'm keeping an eye on it. I think wasn't this the very first PS5 game announced?
It
Yes.
was.
Yeah, at the Game Awards.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Next was Solar Ash, the new game from the Hyper Light Drifter devs. This game looks awesome.
It does. Yep.
It basically kind of looks like a polygonal Hyperlight Drifter, but also you're on roller skates. Which we've seen this before, haven't we?
I think so.
I think we had actually seen this before, if I'm
Where have we
remembering
seen
correctly.
this?
I want to almost say like last E3 or something, but I seem to recall a like rollerblading game from those guys. I can distinctly recall a trailer where someone's like platforming with on the rollerblades.
Was that
Looks cool.
shown at like a Game Awards at some point?
It was shown at something because I've definitely seen that trailer somewhere. It was definitely
Okay.
shown at an event, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
This next one was a complete shock to me. I was not expecting
Yeah.
a sequel so soon. Hitman 3.
I was saying when that came up, good for IO, man. They were like ready to die before Hitman 2016, and they've turned it around so hard. That's so crazy.
I can't, and well, because
Yeah.
now they're independent, right? Like they own
Yeah.
it, and I felt like the soon as they did that, ever since then, I don't know why. I have no numbers, I have no knowledge, but I just always get the feeling that they're just like scraping by.
Yeah.
You know, they're just being like, did we make enough? We made just enough. We can do it. Let's
Yeah.
go, guys.
Good for them. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, and it's coming January 2021,
I know.
which is a weird time to put a game out. But maybe they're making a play of like no one's gonna do it, and then they'll have to buy our game, and then we can make Hitman 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those last two games are so fun and just funny.
Phenomenal.
Holy smokes. Yeah.
Hopefully 3 does well. Like, hopefully people don't just want those old game style and they're okay with, like, a full campaign and everything. I hope it does well for them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. But I was shocked to see that show up.
I was not expecting it at all.
Astrobot. It's called Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, this was cute.
So it looks like this is not going to be a VR title. I only say that because nothing was flying at the screen.
Right.
Astrobot the first one was a PSVR title. Fantastic platformer. That is an absolute S-class platformer. I cannot recommend that enough. If you have a PlayStation VR, I understand this is going to be preloaded on PS5s.
Oh, okay.
This comes packed in. It is supposed to act as a bit of a tech demo for the controller.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. Have they said if the VR is moving over to PS5 yet, or did I miss that announcement?
They have.
Okay.
They didn't do anything here, but they have said in the past that they're going to be continuing with it. They haven't announced like a new one, but it's kind of assumed they would probably do something like that. But I think they even said the old one would still work with the new one, so that to not like cut people off and make them buy another headset. Because that would be insane. I kind of get the impression just from following some VR or some people who cover VR, is that like everyone's trying to work together because they need as many install bases they can get, or they all lose.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But as we saw with the hardware reveal today, the camera was included as part of that. They showed off a new camera. So yeah.
Was that those were all confirmed to actually come with the remote and everything?
I didn't say come with it, but like those were announced. Like those are going to be products.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Never mind.
I got excited for a second there too. Actually.
No. Like
wait a minute.
My point was the fact that they showed a camera. I feel like kind of also solidifies. Yes, we're going to be looking at a headset with this camera.
Sure.
This next title might be one of my top games of the show. Little Devil Inside.
Yes.
This looked really neat.
This is that Kickstarter game from like 5 years ago. I'm so glad it was picked up by Sony.
I didn't know this was a Kickstarter game. I loved the look. I don't know if it's just going to be from this trailer, but just there was a weird like. It was almost a like. Crap. Who's the director that did like Grand Budapest Hotel, Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Anderson.
And Wes Anderson. There was almost a Wes Anderson look to some of these like shots of like a dude in the bathroom or a guy sleeping, and then interspersed with like just weird ass gameplay of like a dude with a blunderbuss shooting some weird creatures or climbing down a big ladder and dropping a bomb into something below. I have no idea what this game is, but I loved what they're showing off.
Yeah, this looks really charming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's someone in the chat straight up said had so much charm to it. This is a cool game. And then to counter this cool game, they showed a basketball game next.
And like not even the basketball
people
game.
Are gonna buy it.
Just a dude shooting hoops.
They showed a trailer.
They showed a really wet dude, but like,
and then he broke the rim.
He's so wet,
like
man.
PS5 wet. Like
you can only sweat this much on the PlayStation.
Exactly, right? That had to be what this is for, right? Look at how sweaty we can get like dudes now with
Look how sweaty we can get dudes.
Anyway, yeah, NBA 2K21. I'm not a basketball game guy, so
Nathan must be.
But then to counter this boring part, we got Bugs Snacks.
This disturbed me.
This was awesome.
This is from the creators of Octodad.
Yeah. The rib centipede is like, oh, that's going to be in my nightmares now. Great.
Yeah.
And now like the sub sandwich one, that was also throwing me off.
This thing had crazy like Viva Pinata vibes from the beginning.
Yeah.
Then it was not a Viva Pinata game, which was a bit of a bummer. But then when I saw Young Horses, I was like, oh hell yeah. Holy smokes. This thing looks just crazy and weird. Then they commissioned a fun pop song to go along with it. This was just an enjoyable trailer to watch. They have my attention.
Oh yeah, and then I shat myself because Demon Souls was remade from the ground up.
God.
And then I just want to add, Shuya Yoshida popped up to introduce this one, and that man never looks like he's not so happy. And that's great, because that makes me happy. If Shuhei Yoshida's happy, I'm happy.
Sure.
But yes, Demon Souls Remastered, which, heavily rumored forever as the new Bluepoint Games title, officially announced.
Yeah, man. It looks fucking great. It looks really good. So, I'm excited. And then I was like, how can you expect me to care about anything now? And then they found a way, which we'll get to.
You must be talking about this next game, Deathloop, because I thought the style again with this looks awesome. So this is coming from Arcane, and you play basically an assassin, but every time you get killed, so you're hunting people down, but then someone's also hunting you, and every time you die, it like rewinds time, and you get to try the level again. Like there's like live die repeat kind of weird thing going on here. This just looked so cool, and like the visuals. Both the game visuals of like everyone wearing like the fox masks and just partying, and then also the 2D motion graphic visuals. I hope those visuals are throughout the game. Like this thing, I loved the presentation of it. This thing looks
this was
cool.
I remember being excited about it last year at Bethesda's E3. So
this was at Bethesda's E3 last year?
And it was shown at the PC gaming show as well. It was shown twice.
I think Paul and I each said it was like the thing we were most excited for. Well, except for Doom Eternal, I guess. But yeah.
But they can't put Arcane after Demon Souls remake. I was all like, I don't care. Did you see what happened? Like, I don't care about this shit.
Yeah, someone puts it in the chat pretty well. Dishonored with a We Happy Few aesthetic looks great. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it for sure. Yep. And they kind of showed at the very end you playing the female assassin who's hunting you, so you can play either apparently.
Yeah. So I wonder if that means it's going to be like 2-player simultaneous online where you can have like another human player hunting you.
I think they have actually said that is a thing for sure. That they were talking about it last year.
And Bethesda does have that thing with Doom Eternal where you can play inside of someone else's campaign. So maybe they got some like tech from Papa Bethesda to help out or whatever.
All of this is good stuff.
Oh, for sure. And then this next one I have to assume this was like a 1-2-3 punch for Paul.
This was so funny, dude. Holy shit, the rumors were true. The fucking community is burning. They're burning. It's true. Werewolves in Resident Evil. Everybody's going crazy. I fucking love it. I couldn't stop laughing. I was just like, they fucking did it.
Evil 8 titled Village, which this was leaked a while back, including like the title and like you said, the werewolves.
Yeah.
I hear it's Chris's last hurrah. The final chapter for Chris.
I mean, they've said that since the first game in 1996, so who knows?
That man has got way more mileage than anyone ever expected out of that franchise.
Yeah. Who knows, man? It's been great to see people flip the fuck out now that it's confirmed. So, that's great.
Following that was Pragmata, which I understand is the new Capcom game.
Capcom came up on the end there, yeah.
This isn't out until 2022, so it's pretty far off. I don't know what this is. Kind of made me think of like, is this Death Stranding? Like this seems like a Kojima game.
So here's the thing. The lead writer for Dead Space tweeted out that they were going to have something shown at the show, and I'm pretty sure this was it. Because if you look at the armor when he's flying around, that is literally Isaac's suit from Dead Space.
That's why I look familiar. Wow.
Yeah, okay. It was bugging me too. Then I'm like, wait a minute, that's just Isaac Clarke's face. So I think it's a bunch of former Visceral guys working on this.
Neat.
Now, if you're me and you see that helmet and that armor, you're thinking, oh, Anthem 2.
I was also thinking Anthem, and then I actually asked, like, does Warframe have a helmet? Like, I was trying to pinpoint where the fuck I saw that shit from. But yeah,
I just like the part he ends up in the air somehow with like a satellite coming down at him, and he shoots out like a big cage net to like cover him and the girl. Then they're on the moon.
Yep.
And she's not in a suit. Oh
Right.
yeah, there was also a holographic cat. I have no idea what this thing is.
Yeah, same.
No idea. Yeah.
I'm excited. Hopefully it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Following this, Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Yeah. Shat myself again. I've had to change my underwear 3 times. It's terrible.
This
My
is
God.
called Horizon Forbidden West. Which I mean, at this point, I need to get my shit together and I need to get through that game. So I am going to start that game over on whatever like the easiest difficulty is. I think there's also just a story difficulty. I might just do that just so I can like get through it.
I thought you were going to say you need to play the DLC, because I also still need to do the DLC.
I need to do that as well. Yes, I need to do both of them. I guess that's what I'll do after Last of Us 2. Ghost of Tsushima's in there somewhere. So I got games I gotta play.
Are you going to be doing Deadly Prem too? As well?
Yeah.
Or are you going to...
Yeah, that's soon, isn't it?
That's a month from now. Yeah.
Video games, man.
Yeah, video games, man.
They exist.
Kind of. Here I have been just playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, this 2-year-old game, for the last like 3 weeks. Anyway, after that, they showed the PlayStation 5 hardware, which I was shocked to see. What do you guys think?
I think it's ugly.
I think the disc version is ugly. I like the look of the digital version, but the addition of the CD tray on the main one makes it look really asymmetric and kind of awful. And and of course the internet's been dunking on it all day because they've been calling it basically it looks like a router.
Oh God, it does. Well, wow.
Yeah, not wrong. It looks like a lot of stuff. I saw someone say it looks like Seto Kaiba from
Yeah, that's another one. Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Cell's head.
I guess the head, yeah, sure. Okay. Yep. I love how weird it looks. Because I don't need another just like black box. I got plenty of those. Like consoles have been, in my opinion, kind of boring for the last generation or so.
I am grateful it is not just black.
That's cool too. Like two-tone consoles. Hell yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty rare. But I don't like that they didn't really show what it looks like on its side.
I've seen it on its side. They've definitely put out press pictures of it, and I actually think
is that an actual picture? I thought that was a Photoshop. That's been going around.
I've seen press pictures of it on its side. Yeah, and it actually looks kind of fine because the like opening at the like top when it's upright kind of mimics the like CD tray getting wider. So it actually looks okay on its side flat, in my opinion. I do think the non-disc version reminds me of an Xbox 360 in how it like goes inward down the center. Kind of gave me those vibes. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with it. John, let me send you this tweet with a picture of it on its side.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I saw a picture going around, but I couldn't tell if that was legit or if someone had just photoshopped.
Right there, it shows up in our Discord. That's from the PlayStation blog.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that definitely looks better, honestly, on its side, but it also kind of hides that silly shape. Because if you look at
the angle we're looking at it at, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at the picture of like the two versions next to each other, and it just like front on, it just looks hella awkward. So I'm curious I'm assuming it's gonna be one of those looks better in real life kind of situations.
Well, let me ask you this: you seem to dislike this disc one so much. Are you gonna get the digital one?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Guess it's not that big of a deal then.
I think I can say that it looks stupid, but still buy the damn thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I was just wondering how strongly you felt about it. Paul, you're getting a PS5 at some point, right? Because you're not getting the Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have a preference between the two? Which one do you think you might get?
No, I'm just gonna cover it anyways. I don't care what it looks like or anything.
Yeah,
probably the disc version, because like, why not? Why would I like take away that option from myself? You know.
That's what I was thinking. I like the other one, like John said, visually more. I think it does look better. I'm not going to put this thing upright. It probably won't fit in my entertainment center the way I want it to be.
Honestly, most people don't have the room for that kind of setup unless it's a lot smaller than we think it is.
No, because I've seen people like compare. You can look at it in comparison to the controller size. Like you can kind of get
it's about 3 controllers stacked.
It's also taller than the Xbox Series X because
Yep.
we've seen that in comparison to a controller. So I have seen some like comparisons. So I'll probably be putting it flat as well. I mean, I'll probably get the disc one just so I have that option in case I come across because physical games can sometimes be cheaper than digital stuff like that. I'm surprised that Sony did this when it was kind of Microsoft leading this charge this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone brought up a good point on Twitter. I didn't even think about it. Sony owns the rights to Blu-rays. So every sale of a Blu-ray disc, they get a profit. So it is a little weird that they're offering a digital-only version right out of the gate and losing out on that aspect. So that makes me wonder, how much of a price difference are these two going to have? And is the hard drive space inside the digital going to be bigger?
Good point.
I doubt the hard drive space will be bigger.
I do too. I think you're right.
I bet it's going to be the same. I mean, the Xbox SAD version was what, like $50 cheaper?
I think it was only 50. Yeah.
50. So that's my guess for
but
this one.
But it also came with 3 games, which is why it probably was only a $50 discount.
I guess. I think we can expect maybe $50 in difference in the price.
I'm betting 100. I'm betting 100.
You think it has $100 to put a disc reader on a console?
It's a 4K Blu-ray disc reader. Those things are supposed to be pricey right now.
But we've had those in current consoles for years.
4K ones?
I'm talking. Well, the half-step consoles have been out for years.
And the half-steps, yeah, and the half-steps are expensive.
Right, I'm just saying
they're all about like $100 more.
But that was, again, that was my point. Was that was years ago. Things just get cheaper.
I don't know. My logic, the way I see it, is that it's got to be a significant enough difference in price. Otherwise, why would you get the one without the disc tray? Because then you can't watch your Blu-rays. You can't just go to a store and buy a game. You can only do digital.
Yeah,
I bet less people care. Like I don't know.
I think it has to be a significant enough price difference. I think $100 is that significant price difference.
I just don't see it. $100 is the point where I would actually consider, because 50, it's like, I'll spend $50 to kind of like to have the disc drive just in case.
That's my point, Sean. That is literally my point.
Right? Yeah. No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying on my side, $50. I'll burn the 50 and I'll get the one that can do both. $100 is where I start to be like, $100 is not nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might get the digital. Like, again, I rarely buy physical copies of games anymore. I do still buy physical Blu-rays, but I can't think of like any of my friends who like buy movies physically anymore. I'm like the last guy.
Yeah.
But I'm also just kind of a movie guy.
As a collector, I'm kind of glad that they're doing a digital only model for those who can't do what I do. But at the same time, it does make me nervous for like future gens where it gets all digital and then you're kind of screwed when the marketplace shuts down in the future.
I mean, I think that is going to happen. I don't know.
It will happen, yeah.
Like that just, it's inevitable.
As a realist, yes, there's eventually going to be a digital only console that isn't just like Stadia.
Yeah. I just think I just can't see them doing $100 difference. That just seems like too much. Like I don't know.
Even like 75 would be the lowest I'd go probably.
So what's the price for you then? Or is there no price? No matter what, you will not buy a digital PS5. You have to get that disc drive no matter what.
I have to get that disc drive straight up.
Yeah, I'm
with
him.
As a collector and someone who wants physical media in case something happens, physical.
What if it was $500 versus $1,000?
Oh,
then that becomes a hard argument.
That one hurts.
And obviously that makes no sense. Disc drives are not.
Yeah, it literally makes no sense at that point.
I'm just spitballing here. What is your like ceiling of like, this means this is not worth it to me? Because maybe
double price probably. Double price is probably.
What was it?
I think at the point where it's double price, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not worth buying the equivalent of 2 just to have plastic discs, because it tends to be the plastic disc and like expensive too. So
what this won't happen for years. What if they went like the book route or the movie route, or a music route, where you buy a game physical, it comes with a code so you can download it as well? Would that change your your plan because now you don't actually need that disc. But you do still get it for your shelf.
See, that's tough because at that point, why am I buying the disc if not to use it?
Yeah.
Well, but people do that with like physical books. Like a lot of the times, books will come with like a Kindle version, so you can have it on Kindle if you want. And then obviously people do that with music. They buy this.
I know movies do that all the time. The past couple movies I've bought have also had like multiple versions in it. I could probably at that point, but then that still means in the future, like I'm gonna need to find like a one version that plays with discs. Otherwise, they're just kind of taking up space.
Yeah, I mean they're always taking up space.
I would like some functionality out of it if it's taking up that space, basically.
Okay.
But no, that would be I can respect that kind of move. So.
And Paul, what about you? No matter what, you're getting the disc one, or you don't care?
No, if the disc one's $200 more, I'm just not getting it. I'll
okay.
probably.
$100
yeah, it's gonna depend on that price difference.
$100 more, I will begrudgingly bitch about it, but I'll probably do it. Yeah, 200 is my ceiling. Because that's like
I think $100 is I take a long look in the mirror.
Yeah, $100 is hard for sure. I agree.
Like $100 to like is the cost of a game in Canada. So in Canada, it's not that big a deal.
Well, keep in mind this will be $100 American.
So it'll likely be $150 difference if it's $100 difference US.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they like to round the numbers to 50s.
So okay, so then I ask you again, Paul, $150 Canadian is the difference.
I'll say 200 is still my max. I'm still
200 is max.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
Because I think in Canadian, I don't think in US. Because why would I? I think of what I'm going to spend. So $200 is a max for me.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I'm super curious about the difference in price. I'm still surprised they did two versions. I would never have expected that.
Yep,
I would not have guessed that at all.
I mean, it makes more sense than say what the Wii U did with their two versions. So like I think this is the only way that two versions, two SKUs can work correctly. But there's definitely going to be that day one confusion where people are like, my mom bought me this and these games, and I can't use these games because she bought the digital only version, stuff like that. That's going to happen a lot at launch.
Are you guys glad you don't have to deal with that shit in retail when this comes out?
Yep.
I'm glad I'm not.
Yep.
Those angry
That brings
calls.
up a good point because like they're going to come to the store and they'll be like, oh, I'm getting my kid a PlayStation 5. Oh, well, there's two. This one's cheaper. But I feel like at that point, the cashier would be like, but I can't sell you any of these games. You can't use them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like any retailer who's also selling a physical copy with the digital PS5 is an asshole. And they're definitely out there for sure. I'm not being silly, but I mean they shouldn't. I don't know. It's easy enough to like buy games digitally. Like we see Fortnite's the biggest game in the world, and you can get it physically, but guaranteed the majority is digital people, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they showed off just some more accessories, like we mentioned briefly, a remote control for like movies, I guess, a new camera, a charging stand for the controllers, and a headset. And that was the show.
Yeah.
So let's go on to some other news.
Okay.
All right, this next one's kind of interesting. Gods and Monsters, a development version of that game leaked on Stadia this morning for half an hour.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Yep. Something popped up on there. What was the code name that it was under?
Orpheus.
Orpheus. There we go. There's some video out of people just kind of running around in it. It looks like an open world game. It makes me think of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, to be honest, just because I'm playing. It's also Greek.
Just because everything right now does. Everything looks like it.
Yeah, everything looks like it. But this is the Breath of the Wild like Greek mythology game that Sony is or Ubisoft is doing. But yeah, so you can find some video of it now. It's been taken down, obviously, and they've sincerely apologized to their partners at Ubisoft for the mistake. But I guess Stadia probably just had some kind of version of it to like test as it goes as they are upgrading and finalizing what that game is. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm surprised I didn't hear more people talking about that. I just found it before the show.
Yeah, crazy.
That's crazy. So yeah, it's the E3 2019 demo.
They announced a new Alex Kidd.
Yeah, I did see this.
Which is also weird. Like I'm cool that Sega seems to be giving their IPs out to like different companies to revive.
Yeah.
But it's weird seeing, of all things, Alex Kidd. Like I didn't realize people had that much nostalgia for that series.
Yeah, I have no attachment to the series, but the
Me
game is
neither.
called Alex Kidd in the Miracle World DX. This next one, Paul, I know you're excited about.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Persona 4 Golden is coming to PC.
Wow.
On Saturday? Is that June 13th?
So,
yeah.
Saturday.
This was apparently leaked. Well, Saturday is the PC gaming show, which is when they were going to announce this, but apparently it was leaked and then confirmed when it was leaked. Also, it has Denuvo on it, so it has DRM, which is great. People are stoked about that. But I mean, I guess I'll play that. Yeah. I didn't see the golden version, so.
All right, and then this one got sent into us on Discord. Gamescom Asia has been postponed till next year. Raise your hand if you had heard about Gamescom Asia before. Wow, really?
Oh,
I was like, what is this thing? I guess they had announced a Asia branch of Gamescom, and then for obvious reasons, it's been postponed.
Sure.
I was surprised. I didn't think anyone was going to raise their hand, but yeah, no, I had never heard of that thing.
What's this one?
Remedy came out and said Control will be coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series X. More details coming out at your date.
I was hoping it was DLC info. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Microsoft announced this was this was on Wednesday, and I guess it was just Microsoft trying to keep some eyes on them since they knew the Sony thing was coming. Senua Saga Hellblade 2 will be using Unreal Engine 5.
Makes sense. Sure.
And then this last one, kind of a two-parter bit of news revolving around some Need for Speed.
Okay.
Specifically, Need for Speed Heat is going to be the first EA title to feature crossplay starting 2 days ago. So that happened on June 9th.
Okay.
And the next bit of news is that Criterion is working on the next Need for Speed title.
Oh. Okay.
And before you get excited,
yeah,
everyone who works on Burnout Paradise and the Burnout games at Criterion have pretty much left.
Great.
And they all moved over to, and a bunch of them moved over to like Ghost Games, which have been making Need for Speed games. So I don't actually think this is exciting news.
Fair.
Who even knows what this would mean?
All right. I'm going to throw one thing in before we move on. There was the Escapist Indie Showcase. I have a list of all 100 games with links to their store pages I will be putting out later tonight. I'm just doing it up right now for people that are interested in all the indie stuff there, and I will be giving recommendations of the things I thought looked coolest. There are over 100 fucking games here. That's why I didn't bother grabbing them for the show.
Well, I mean, John listed off 51 Clubhouse games. The least you could do is list off 100 plus indie games.
I can list them all off if you want.
Maybe just list off like some highlights or something. I didn't see this.
He literally just said he didn't want to do a highlight reel. All right.
Okay.
I didn't hear the note of the highlights.
I'll tell you a few cool ones. Wave Break looks like Tony Hawk, but done with boats and racing on the ocean. So like a jet moto or something, but like Tony Hawk where you grind shit.
Racer. Okay.
Yeah. Game called Danger Scavenger. There is no light. Like, I'll have a write-up of the ones I actually care about later. Bartlow's Dread Machine, which looks like one of those penny arcade machines where there's like little dudes on little rails that you move around and it's a shooter. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a whole lot of these. There was a lot of cool shit. If you have 2 hours to waste, I would recommend just watching that video. There's a lot of stuff in there. And now that it's not live, you can jump around in it yourself too. But yeah, that'll be up later tonight.
Where so people can find that?
I'm doing a Medium article on it, so it'll just be I'll give a link on my Twitter, and then I can just retweet it from top down after if you want.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds good.
Cool.
All right, let's do some questions. topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address to send questions in. You can also send questions to the Discord channel, TDP Podcast on Twitter, or John's P.O. Box.
Cool.
I'll read this first one from Suku Suku. Do you have any examples of saying a name wrong for years before learning what the real way to say it is? And are there any names you just pronounce your way out of spite? Also, a stream I'm watching calls Special Defense and Special Attack as Spadef and Spatak.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how they're spelled, so it makes sense to me.
I do this all the time, so
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an example? Any examples?
I'm trying to think of examples of the first thing though.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, Gaiden instead of Gaiden. Like, huge one.
Mario. I used to say Mario all the time instead of Mario.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To be fair, I did that up until like 2009.
Is that like a cultural thing? Like
I think it was just where I grew up. It's just the way it, like said it, which is funny though, because like in Mario 64, he straight up says it's a me Mario, but I still called him Mario.
And you were like, "Ha, silly man, you don't know anything."
It just didn't dawn on me, I guess.
Silly man.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely I can't think of any that I do like out of spite. Those ones I would probably be able to remember.
Yeah, those ones would be easy.
Nothing's coming to mind for me.
Oh, I'll say GIF and GIF interchangeably in the same sentence if I'm saying it more than once. Just so then that way somebody's mad on either side.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a GIF man myself.
Yeah. VGC Kenny says, if your significant other turned out to be a robot the entire time, would you still be in a relationship with them?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I feel like you're still attracted to them.
Yeah.
If they're a robot, they don't have a soul. Fuck robots. No rights for robots.
Ooh, I don't know about that, man.
Isn't this what leads to iRobot?
I think so. Yeah.
What about that Robin Williams movie where he's is it AI? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's AI.
Up? Yeah. What about that one?
No, robots don't have souls.
I feel like what might
kind
of
like
kill
Bicentennial Man or something.
Is
like
it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Bicentennial Man. That's what it was. Yeah. What if I somehow figured out like a way to kind of like game them? You know what I mean? Like whether it's like, oh, if I do this one thing, they're always going to react this way because of their programming. That would ruin it for me.
What are the power dynamics of you finding out they're a robot, so they're obviously programmed to love you? Isn't that kind of just like slavery?
Then I question why we've had arguments and stuff.
Maybe that was just programmed into it, right? To like fool you.
There's too many weird things about it. I would not. No, I want to be away from that.
There's also the issue of it's like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like you've been lying all these years.
Yeah.
Which that part's not cool.
And how did you keep that a secret? That's a big secret.
Well, the creator was just really good, I guess, right?
I guess so.
John, do you want to read this next one from Stoge?
Stoge writes in and says, with the news of Persona 4 Golden coming to PC and assuming your life depended on it, how would you convince someone to buy a Vita in the current year?
This is a good question. I like this question.
A lot of people I know that want to buy Vitas are pretty much say they want to do it for Persona 4 Golden. So I can see why this question was asked.
So how do you get someone to buy a Vita?
How did you get someone to buy a Vita back then? Even like I don't know.
I mean, I wanted a lot.
It had a lot of console ports on it, so like it was used to be like, oh, do you want a handheld version of this game? Then buy this.
Doesn't it have like a lot of good RPGs, like Japanese?
It has a lot of RPGs on it, yeah, and a lot of like not dating sims, visual novels and stuff. And obviously that's where Danganronpa started. So
yeah, that's true. But those are on PC now.
Yeah, pretty much all the really good games got off the Vita.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Wake Up Club, you can't get anywhere but the Vita.
Oh my god, I forgot about Wake Up Club. Of all things.
I don't know. So I feel like I'd be like, hello, sir. Would you like a really shitty Switch?
You're right. The Switch is basically eating the Vita's lunch at this point.
Oh, yeah. And then some, guaranteed. Okay, but it's our life's depending on it. You gotta. What do you tell them? So I go Wake Up Club. I go. Did that Uncharted game come out anywhere?
No, I don't think so. Okay,
so but you can play it on PlayStation TV.
So
actually, no, that's one of the ones you can't. That's one of the ones you can't.
Okay.
So that's
like
the system
you can't
seller.
buy a PlayStation TV though. Like, I don't think they make those anymore. Those are hard to buy.
No, they do not. They're actually expensive now.
Tearaway got ported, right? They made a PS 3 or 4 version of Tearaway, I think, or a sequel. Tearaway Unfolded is definitely the name of something.
Looking it up. Tearaway itself is just the Vita.
Okay, so I hear that
an expanded remake of the game titled Tearaway Unfolded was released on PS4.
Yeah. So that Did the first Gravity Rush show up anywhere?
Yeah, PS4.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So it's kind of just.
You see what I mean, right? Like it's actually a hard sell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wake Up Club, I feel like sells itself. What other game can you battle people about waking up with fun alarm clock games in a social setting?
There's a couple like handheld game, like there's a couple like Earth Defense Force games that are on there that you can't get anywhere else. You can get portable versions of those.
Okay.
It's tough. There's just it's got a couple games on it that are not ported anywhere else. So like you do get handheld options of those, like the Ninja Gaiden Sigma games, Dead or Alive. There's a Katamari game on it. There's a Monkey Ball game on it. There's a bunch of like good RPGs and stuff, although they're on other systems. Like it's funny we talk about this because literally today I got this in the mail. It's Ys Memoirs of Salsetta, which was a Vita game that just got ported to the PS4.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's
tough. I think we're all dead. I think we might actually all die from this.
I think I would put it in a Switch box and say, give me $100 for my old Switch. And like that's maybe the closest I could do.
Yeah, this is a Switch Lite because there'd be like, why can't the Joy-Cons come off? Yeah, this is a Switch Lite.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Riptide. I'm just gonna say Riptide writes in. Not sure if this was ever asked before, but what game did you play in the past affected you the most on an emotional level, whether good or bad?
Oh, good or bad?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
Classic answer. Yeah. I might say Gone Home.
Okay. Yeah. Gone Home.
For myself. That one sticks out to me.
Yeah, anything, Paul?
Shadow of the Colossus is real good. That fucking horse, dude. It's close as I ever came to crying. It from a video game, anyway. Metal Gear Solid 3. I really like that ending.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
It's a good ending.
So like Journey, not so much like I wasn't like, oh, this is beautiful, I'm crying. It was just like, oh, this is like really good. Holy smokes. And the ending is just like so like empowering after that whole game. So maybe Journey as well.
The best thing about Journey is just being like, oh, I'm with my little buddy this whole time. And then at the end you realize your little buddy was 20 dudes. like that were jumping in and out at different points. I really like that part. Also, Undertale is a great one.
Make it with you, but then they're there again, and it's like, oh, you're back, man! I thought I lost you.
Yep.
Man,
Life is Strange is good. That's a good answer.
Life is Strange is good. Yeah, Life is Strange is cool too.
Okay, next question from Dedinsky. Is there a game that ever made you break something physically out of rage? Example, controller.
Unintentionally, Pinball of the Dead for the GameCube. Because I was doing a game challenge stream, and I threw my controller, but I threw it at something I had set up soft in case something like that happened. But there was a statue underneath it, which actually chipped it. So my GameCube controller has actually had a broken trigger the entire time for the past
That's
like year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
There, that's literally a hole in there. So like your finger rests on it. So I have a reminder of maybe don't get so salty.
Elite Beat Agents.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
What'd you break? The DS screen?
Yeah, the DS screen.
Oh man, that's
too much tapping, too hard.
Yeah. That's a great game though. I don't think I've broken any hardware. I've had things like controller nubs, like analog stick nubs, like wear down.
Sure.
I think the only thing that may have broken is the Dragon Ball Z Budokai on the PlayStation 2. I broke a lot of skin on my palm by having to like power up attacks with the analog stick.
Mario Party.
Obviously, the Mario Party one. Yeah.
Broke a lot of friendships with Mario Party. Yeah.
And Dokapon. There's another part to Densky's.
Oh, yep. Between the three of you, what's the most divisive video game / video game topic? Example, one of you loves a game, one of you hates it, one of you doesn't care. I feel like this comes up like every week. Isn't that the reason why we podcast
This is
together?
most topics. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, should we just agree on everything? That would be stupid. Like that.
I think it's rare that we all find a game that we're like super into. I mean, it does happen, but just not on like a weekly basis for sure.
What's the most divisive? I know Sean and I both really hate Mario Party, and John likes it. That's pretty divisive between. Usually it's 2 and 1 though. Like it's I don't think it's ever really.
it's very have like this spread of like love, hate, and indifference.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it actually does happen. We just aren't thinking of anything at the moment.
Yeah. Trying to think of a game I hate that I know Sean loves. I'm just trying to think of a game I hate in general now that I think about it.
Okay, I can think of a game I hate. Maybe you guys love it. Forza Street for iOS. Do you love that game?
That's my favorite game.
Okay, so John, you're indifferent. Perfect.
Yeah, we did it. We found it already right off the bat.
I don't know. We'll have to like keep an eye on it when next time we're talking about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Final Fantasy 7 Remake kind of had us like that. I didn't like it.
I thought Paul and I were pretty high. No.
Well, yeah, I think Sean and I were closer.
No,
Sean and I were definitely closer. But
I thought we had.
I don't think you hated it either, John.
I did actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you would have been more kind of in the middle.
I think I said during our spoiler video, like my outcome was like 40% like, 60% dislike.
Okay.
Right, which is like 10% away from 50%. So that's why I would have put you in the middle.
Yeah, but I would also 40% is also a failing grade. So
yeah.
Hyrule Warriors, Sean hated. I did like Hyrule Warriors.
Sean hates Hyrule Warriors. Okay, I liked Hyrule Warriors too.
Where are you on that, Paul?
I would say I liked it. Honestly, you know what? I'll say I'm indifferent because, like, when
I'm
actually
though, or you?
Yeah, because when I was done playing it, I was done playing it. I never thought of it again. Like, I didn't like try to 100% it. I didn't play it more than I thought I wanted to or needed to. I was just kind of like, this is totally fine. So, there's an option.
That's a good one. Okay.
All right,
John, you with the last one.
Yeah, Lineback writes in and says, "You've been magically granted the skills of a master chef for about 4 hours. not from a genie.
Thank God.
As well as access to any ingredients and cooking utensils that you want. What do you cook?
Oh,
the most delicious meal in the world.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but as a master chef, you would probably know that information, right?
Oh my God, what's the name? What's that fucking dish now? It's the...
You're thinking of a Big Mac from McDonald's?
Yep, that's it.
Fugu.
No, I'm not thinking fugu.
That's a good point. Do you pick something like really hard?
Like, I would pick something that like something crazy, like like poison blowfish, like one of those things like you need to be like a professional to prepare.
Okay, sure. To be fair, I feel like no matter what you get, you're gonna get something like way better, a version of it than you've ever had, because this is like Master Chef.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Mac
what
and
it is.
cheese, just craft dinner.
A good beef Wellington, because I don't think I could make one myself. That's good.
Like, John, I'm surprised you're not just saying like a steak, because I know you're a big steak guy, but this would be the best steak.
I mean, like steak itself isn't that hard to prepare. To prepare well, sure, but like,
yeah.
But now you're getting the best prepared steak.
Yeah, but I still feel like I would use it to do something like only like 10 people in the world have been able to prepare, like something crazy like that.
Human.
No.
Sean, stop trying to get us to eat human. It's not going to happen, okay?
Sean trying to get cannibalism to be popular again.
There is. I do think there's something to like, oh, I can never get this. It's really hard to get. But also, because of the quarantine, my favorite restaurant, my favorite sandwich shop has been closed the whole time. And man, am I missing their sandwiches so badly that I might just pick this sandwich that I've had 50 times before. But I've had it 50 times before because I love it. I love that sandwich.
I get that. I completely get that.
I miss it so much, guys.
They're there. Or something. I miss it so much.
Nice show of emotional support there, Paul. Support the man and his sandwich needs.
That is something you could do. You could call that sandwich shop, talk to that owner, and just be like, I'll pay you to come over for like an hour and make me your sandwich.
Oh, I don't want him to come over. There's a quarantine going on. Are you kidding me? We're in a pandemic. You can stay 6 feet away from me, sir.
We're actually getting rid of our, Calgary's getting rid of their lockdown tomorrow. Should be interesting.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. That just seems weird to me, guys.
It does seem weird to me too. Don't worry.
We'll see what happens.
Like, I guess I want to ask you two. Are you going to be comfortable going on a bus or the C train?
No, but if I had a job, what else am I fucking going to do? I need to work.
For sure. For sure. Which opens up a whole other can of worms, like people that need to get back to work, even if they are sick. Like, so like, how do you know when you're going to be good to go on the train again?
That's the thing, right?
If you guys are just kind of done talking about it, like, freaks me out.
It's scary, dude. Scary stuff.
Yeah. My place, nothing is really opened here, and tons of places down in LA are opening up, even though they're hitting record highs for cases. That's another crazy thing is all these places that are opening up, they're getting spiked up again.
Yeah.
Did you see?
It's almost like they shouldn't be open at full capacity.
Did you see the video from last week that Vegas opened up again? All the people at Vegas. And that was like
crazy.
Recirculated air? Oh my God. What? What are you doing?
No good, man. No good.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in a question for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Backgammon.
All right.
Mastermind.
Mine's probably Assassin's Creed, I guess.
Nice.
All right, and with that, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.